Thank you very much, Randy, and we'll go right back to our phone callers. Next up is Nikki, listening in Arlington, Kansas. Hi, Nikki.
Hi, Hank.
How are you?
Oh, I've been better. I'm a little stressed out this evening.
Okay.
My son, we've lived in our house for 9 years, and we've always been told it's been haunted. And my son, since he was old enough to talk, he's had little play friends, and we never really thought much about it. But here lately, things have just been getting out of control. We have investigators that want to come to our house and believe that we're dealing with a lot of intelligent paranormal activity, if not demons. And my son seems to be the main focus of it. We see shadow, dark figures. And then he has a black man, a white man, and a friend named Jeremy. Well, here lately, he's had dreams of being, that his black man has choked him, and he woke up actually screaming last night from that. We have pictures of marks that have been scratched on his body, and he said that they're no longer his friends and that they won't play with him anymore and they want us to leave. And my husband and I are just kind of at our wits' end. There's, doors opening and shutting, things like that, and we're dealing with the paranormal investigators, and we're thinking about letting them come into the home, but we don't want to do anything that's going to adversely affect. And we do believe, that there could be something, bad, but we don't want to make it worse. And we need some direction, some biblical direction, and we're not finding any.
Yeah, what you need to do is apply a biblical worldview to this issue. First thing I can tell you is there's no such things as ghosts or noisy ghosts, poltergeists.
Okay.
Therefore, the spirits of the dead do not come back and harass the living. Secondly, I can tell you this, that while we can give ourselves over to the powers of darkness cannot scratch or bite or maim us in any way. So to give into that worldview is to give into a secularized version of demonic warfare. Not one that's rooted in Christian principles, but rather one that's rooted in paganism. I've written a book on this called The Covering, God's Plan to Protect You from Evil. And in that book, I lay out the principles from a biblical perspective on how you can be victorious in spiritual warfare. If you put on the full armor of God every day as we're commanded to do, then you are immune to spiritual warfare. In other words, you're invincible in the battle. It's not that spiritual warfare doesn't happen, it's that you become invincible. And the power of God will protect you. If you do not know how to put on the full armor of God, then you're a guaranteed casualty in spiritual warfare. And therefore, I would highly recommend my book, The Covering. And I think if you, along with your son, along with your husband, would read through this material, you'll come to a true valuation of things. The principle in spiritual warfare is always this: greater is he that is in you than he that is in the world. The power of God to protect is a whole lot more poignant than the power of Satan to pillage. So we have to put the emphasis in the right place. That's precisely what the covering does. I think the covering would be extraordinarily helpful to you.
Okay, wonderful. My son is 4. I did forget to mention that, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's all right. And
Okay.
Again, the covering, you can get it through the Christian Research Institute. All you have to do is hang on.
Okay, thank you.
You got it. Thank you so much for your call.